Don't be sad if you failed as long as you try to get back on your feet. It is better for you to ask twice than to make a mistake once. The possible asked the impossible, "Where do you live?" He answered, "In the dreams of impotent." The beta is devoid of the book is the house without a soul. It is not the strong who always win the war, but the weak who always lose the peace. Titles are only a badge for fools, and great men need nothing but their name. Who loves the tree branches. We do not get peace by war, but understanding. If justice disappears from the earth, human existence will no longer have value. Happiness is not always doing what you want, but wanting what you do. The worst thing that happens to a person is to be without work or love. Modesty in women's beauty and virtue in man. Your friend is the one who is honest with you about your mistakes, not the one who beautifies them to gain your satisfaction. Friendship is a well that gets deeper the more you take from it. Smile a good word without letters. Do not think about the lost, so you do not lose what left. Who is satisfied with the little, will have no issues with hardships. The kind word is a passport to all hearts. If vanity increases, pleasure decreases. A clear conscience is the best pillow for rest. Who implants good reaps gratitude. The beautiful garden is not without snakes. Age is the only thing that whenever a shortage increased. Hearts are vessels, lips are their locks, and tongues are their keys. Let every person keep the key to his secret. Experience is the comb that life gives you when you have lost your hair. Money is a good servant, but it is a corrupt master. The greatness of your mind creates envious people, and the greatness of your heart creates friends for you. A minute of pain is an hour, and an hour of pleasure is a minute. There is no need to be afraid of the sound of bullets. The bullet that kills you will not hear its sound. Satan can be an angel. The dwarf is a giant. And the bat is an eagle. And darkness is light. But in front of only fools and dupes. The wife stops rebuke her husbands to answer the phone. Poor her husband loved her long hair and surprised that her tongue much longer. If you want to understand the truth about a woman, look at her with your eyes closed. If you have 2 loaves, eat one and buy flowers for the other. Whoever makes a mistake is a human being, and whoever persists in it is a devil. Siri's strength is measured by its weakest link strongly. People can live without air for a few minutes, without water for 2 weeks, and without food about 2 months without the ideas of countless years. We spend the first half of our lives searching for money, success, and fame, and then we move on. The second half of it is in search of doctors. Whoever buys what he does not need sells what he needs. When people praise a person, few believe it, and when they disparage him, everyone believes it. He who has nothing to fear losing sleeps deeply. Marriage comes without warning, just as a drop of black ink falls on a person's clothes. There is no man who is a failure, but there is a man who started from the bottom and stayed there. Money is often lost in search of money. If people refrain from speaking about themselves and speaking ill of others, the vast majority of people would become mute. A child is playing with life when he is young without knowing that life will play with him when he is old. Our desires are like small children, the more we tolerate them, the more they demand of us. Choose your words before you speak and give the choice enough time for the words to mature. Charisma need for sufficient time, so grow up. Be careful of the generous person if you insult him, of the mean person if you honor him, of the wise person if you embarrass him, and of the foolish person if you have mercy on him. It is easy for people to respect you. But it is difficult to respect yourself. He feels happy who washes his face from worries, his head from worries, and his body from aches. Each authorized person has a long mustache and an even longer beard to hide his gloating smile. If you reach the summit, direct your gaze to the foot to see who helped you climb to it. And look at the sky so that God may plant your feet on it. 2 faces of the dead lived not face him. If your enemy consults, give him advice, because by consulting he has come out of your hostility to your loyalists. If you are rich, eat your food whenever you want. If you are poor, eat your food whenever you can. When someone tells you that he loves you like his brother, remember Cain and Abel. Speak when you are angry, and you will say the greatest speech you will regret in your entire life. Do not argue with an eloquent person or a foolish person. The eloquent one will defeat you and the foolish one will harm you. Marriage is a give and take, he gives and she takes. A trivial man deprives you of solitude without providing you with an enjoyable session. A little knowledge with little practice is more beneficial than a lot of knowledge with little practice. Some women believe that marriage is the only opportunity to take revenge on a man. If two dogs quarrel over spoils, it will go to the wolf that comes upon me. They're shouting. In marriage there are only two beautiful days, the day of entering the cage and the day of get out of it. Man's flesh cannot be eaten, nor his skin can be worn, so what is there in him except the sweetness of the tongue? Health is the thing that makes you feel like the day you are living. He's better. Time of year. If you fear loneliness, do not marry. The phone bill is the best evidence that silence is much more effective than speech. The poor is not the one who has little, but the poor is the one who demands a lot. It is better for you to suffer for honesty than to be rewarded for lying. There is no doubt that life would have seemed wonderful and beautiful if we had been born at the age of 80. Over the years, we are approaching 12. Generosity is not in giving me what I need more than you, but generosity in me. Give me what you need me the most. If you give a poor person a fish, you will have satisfied his hunger for only one day. But if you taught him how to fish and you satisfied his hunger for a lifetime. A happy dog wags his tail, a hypocritical dog wags his tongue. If a man decides to get married, this may be the last decision he is allowed to make. Do not let your tongue join your eyes when criticizing the faults of others, do not forget that they are like you. They have eyes and teeth. He who rides the truth will conquer creation. Firewood is not sold before it is cut, nor is fish sold in the lake. When laziness walks the road, poverty is bound to follow him. It is better for me to die loved than to live hated. If you want to keep a friend, be a friend first. Only the shoe knows the hole in the sock. No one can throw a stone at a barren tree. It is much easier for a person to believe a lie he has heard. 1,000 times more likely to believe a truth he had never heard before. Nothing is braver than a blind horse. Watch out for the door, which has many keys. If you give a fool a dagger, you will become a murderer. It is not important that you love, the important thing is who you love. How easy it is to be sane. Too late. All the darkness in the world cannot hide the light of a bright candle. The more educated a person becomes, the more miserable he becomes. It is enough to show the whip to the beaten dog. Beautiful feathers are not enough to make a beautiful bird. Make fun of all the wounds did not know of the pain. Share with us your opinion about these quotes. Do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to receive all new updates. Thank you.